Hello everyone, welcome to the video. My name is Zoe and I'm an artist here on YouTube. In today's video, I am going to be showing you some acrylic markers. The lovely people at Grabby have sent me two sets of markers. I'm going to use one set in this video, and that is the dual tone ones, which I am now unwrapping. It wasn't the first set. So that dual tone set I'm using in today's video, and the other set I've decided to do a second video for. The other set is their 36 acrylic markers dual tip, and they are a fine tip and a dot marker, but leaving them for today, coming back to them next week. These dual tip ones that I'm going to be using, they're dual tone, so it's a 36 set marker, but you get 72 colours because it's a different colour each end. Which is fantastic. They retail, according to their website, at $29.99, which is an absolute bargain. Yeah, really good price, really good price. So in the box you get two swatch sheets, and this is something that I absolutely love about Grabby, and I wish that other brands did as well, because not all brands include a swatch sheet, and I really think they should. What Grabby do that I really like though is you're getting a swatch sheet in black and a swatch sheet in white, because these pens can be used on a dark surface because they're heavily pigmented and very opaque. You know, Grabby are providing with you can't even talk. Grabby are providing you with a sheet to do black and white, so we're getting to see here what they look like on those two colours, and you can see they do look slightly different. That's down to how the background looks. I'd say they look a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Pastel, I think, on the black paper, and on the white they look not quite so pastel. But yeah, I think they look amazing, and as you can see there's really good coverage even on like the yellows. So yellow's quite notorious for being a difficult colour on opacity. This is not normally down to the quality of a product. Obviously quality of a product does affect opacity, but you can see from these that opacity is good throughout the range, even on the lower opacity colours. That's a pigment issue. It's not a brand issue. It's not a quality issue. Some colours are just naturally less opaque than others. So that's like your yellows and your oranges. Sometimes pink can be a little bit funny on opacity. Stronger colours like blue and green, purples, they tend to be okay. But even on the lower opacity colours, I've found with these pens that just two coats is sufficient to get, you know, really good coverage. So I'm really happy with that. It's really a good testament to these products that Grabby are putting out. So before I get into like how I'm finding the colours, I'll just tell you a little bit about them from the website. So I've got the website here. So it says here, I'll read you the description. Experience the versatility and vibrancy of the Grabby 2-in-1 acrylic marker set with dual colour brush tips. This innovative design offers a wide range of colours in one convenient set. Crafted with premium acrylic paint, these markers are non-toxic, quick drying and perfect for any surface, whether on paper, stone, glass or beyond. Grabby markers deliver bold, vivid colours and superior performance with every stroke. And having used these markers quite a lot, I can agree with that. They are really good quality, which is really nice to see from Grabby in particular, because I've been working with Grabby for a few years now. I've reviewed a few of their products, and I think I started working with them, they weren't that old of a company, they were relatively new at the time, and even though I was really impressed, so the first product I used was their metallic watercolours, and I absolutely loved them. They were absolutely amazing watercolours and I really enjoyed them. I still use them now. Every time I've worked with Grabby, I've been blown away with the progress that they've made with the products and the difference in quality each time. And that's not to say that there was anything wrong with the quality of that first product I reviewed. There really wasn't. It was a great quality product. They're just moving forwards more and more each time that I use them, which is, you know, you want progress, you want products to get better. So that is, I'm so happy to see that. This is the first time I've used Grabby's paint markers. It's been watercolors in some form or another. Oh, and alcohol markers. I did alcohol markers last time. So this is the first time with their acrylic markers, and I'm just really impressed. I'll be honest with you straight out the bat. The colours lay down really well. There's one thing I think that I would like to see slightly different with them, and it's that I would, and this is a personal preference, I would prefer the brush tip to be a slightly stiffer. That's for finer detail, but it's not an issue with the pens. The brush is really nice, it feels nice to use, but you can mitigate that with, I mean, the other set that I've been sent is fine tip, so it's not really an issue. It's not even an issue for me. It's just, if I was buying this set on its own, I would have liked a firmer tip, but I don't need one at this point, so that's fine. But my preference is for a slightly firmer tip, but I'm still going to tell you that this brush tip is really, really good. It holds a lot of paint, so you're getting really good colour payoff each time. You're not having to wait for the brush to refill, because these aren't like your traditional pump action markers, like for instance a Posca marker, that type of marker. There's no priming involved with these, you just use them straight from the box, which is handy. There's nothing more annoying for me than having to pump a pen. Some pens are really quick to pump, other pens, Posca, are not. So I do enjoy the readiness of these brush tips. Some brush tips I've used, not from Grabby, from other brands, can be slow to refill that brush, which can be frustrating, but I've covered really large areas with these and I've had no issues with like deliverance of paint onto the paper. So that's a really, really great point for these pens. So as you can see, I did 2 pieces before, and I'm really happy with how they look on the black, and I'm not normally one that works on black paper. The only time I've really used it is if well, when I did my first review for Grabby, I used black watercolour paper, and funny enough, the paper I've used in this video is black watercolour paper, and it's actually the same paper that I bought to use in that first video that I did with them. I don't normally use it. It's literally like if Scrawler Box have provided black paper, or if I've used like metallics, I've used it for that. But actually using these pens and seeing how they've performed on that paper has made me want to get a black sketchbook. Like I want to get a black paper sketchbook so I can do more stuff like this with paint markers, because yeah, I had a lot of fun and I really, really love the result. So going on to this next piece that I've already started here, I decided when I received these pens that I didn't want to use, I do use them in my school. I was using, so this is an art, a Royal Talens art creation sketchbook. I have one in A5 which I've been using for a little while. That was my main sketchbook, but I decided actually when I did videos like this I wanted to do bigger pieces, so I bought the same sketchbook but in A4. So this is the first piece, so technically this is a start sketchbook with me video. But so you'll probably be seeing me use more of this big sketchbook for like double page spreads and bigger pieces in videos. But I wanted to really like show how good the pens are on like on a bigger piece. I'm rambling a little bit. I'm not really sure what I want to say or what I'm trying to say. You know, when you do art on a big piece, it really shows like how well the markers work. And it goes back to what I'm saying about delivery of paint to the tip. Like I'm not having to stop at any point here. I'm just doing large areas with no trouble whatsoever. And also found with these pens, I was a little bit apprehensive because they are dual tone. I'm not apprehensive about that now. So I have other pens that are dual tone. I'm not going to name names. They're not Grabby, but and they're not paint markers either. So there's an alcohol marker that I have that has more than one colour in it. and don't get me wrong, they're really good alcohol markers, but they run out really, really quickly. So I was a little bit apprehensive about that with these. But I recorded this a week before this voiceover, and I've done 2 double page spreads, I think, maybe more, in in my smaller sketchbook, and I've used a lot, and they're just showing no signs of running out. So while you've got half a pen per colour, there seems to be a lot of ink packed into them, so that's really, really good. I'm not concerned about these running out too quickly now, and I'm just really, really happy with just just everything about them. Everything about them I'm impressed with. Like the colour range, amazing. I didn't find I was lacking. I used a lot of colours. Essentially, you've got a 72 set of colours here in 36 markers. For me, I think a 72 set is about perfect. I have other art supplies that have more colours in, and I struggle to use a lot of the colours, so I think 72 set for me at least is perfect. You can see that I did use a lot of the pens in these 3 pieces, which is good, and I've used a lot of different colours in my other double page spreads. So yeah, they're really impressive pens, and I shouldn't have been surprised by them, but I'm just really surprised how good they are and how much I've enjoyed them. Paint markers for me anyway are a preferred medium, so yeah, I'm happy to use any paint markers. Like if someone give me some paint markers, I'll use them. I love them. I tried ones from Aldi recently. I've been using them for years, and yeah, my collection from paint markers is outrageous, quite frankly, and yeah, it's great. So I was really, really happy as well to add these pens to my collection. I really feel like I'm talking too much right now, so you're probably a bit bored. I hope you're not bored, and I hope you're still with me. In fact, if you are still with me, I am using Lilac, which is in the purple range, so leave a purple heart in the comments if you are still here. Yeah, so my aim as well was to use as many colours as possible to fully test out how they all work together and how they layer. They layer really well. I just wanted to see how good. Right, and talking about layering actually, and going back to what I said about opacity, so I'm using a yellow straight on. You can see that it's slightly greeny there. That is because of the green below it. It's not affected the colour below, it's just because of the opacity. But my point with this is you can actually still see it without having to do a second layer, and that is phenomenal for a yellow. Really impressed there. They're just, yeah, really, really enjoyed using them. I've had no difficulty with any of them. All the pens work straight out of the box, so there was no faulty markers. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Going on to the artwork, actually, I was thinking for quite a while what to do, and I was like, well, I didn't want to do fruit again. Well, I did do fruit, but I didn't want to do all fruit, so I really enjoy drawing Monstera leaves. I draw those without a reference. I'm not sure if you can tell. They are drawn without a reference because I've drawn them quite a lot. They're just fun. They're fun to draw. They're fun to colour. Really, really enjoy them. You'll see them in a lot of my sketchbooks. And they look really great with a contrasting background. So yeah, I went with the pink. I do tone this down a little bit in a minute. I remember when I was doing this, I was thinking, this pink's a bit too dark. What am I going to do? But I actually, you can see now I've got a lighter pink, and I'm showing some of that pink underneath. I'm not going for full coverage there. So just to give a little bit of more visual interest to the piece. Yeah, and you see again large areas with the pens being covered very easily, very quickly, so that's great. And like the mark making, like I've done a little bit of blending there. I don't normally blend with alcohol mark. That's not alcohol markers, is it? It's acrylic markers. I don't normally blend with them. I'm gonna try that in some future artworks. I do kind of leave things a bit as they are, strokey. I don't know how you want to put that. Do you know what? I really like the effect on this background when I finished it. I think it looks really good. I was doing it at the time, and those dark colours at the bottom, and I was just kind of thinking, like, what have I done? But then when I started putting the lighter colours on top, yeah, it started to work. And looking at this piece like a week later, because I wasn't too sure about it at the time, but I opened the sketchbook while I was editing this video and had a look, and actually it looked completely different to me, and I really liked it. I kind of wish I didn't put those stars in. I don't know why I did that. I insist on putting stars and everything. And then I'm just giving it a little outline. This is not a grabby marker. This is my trusty brand of brush liner that I don't know what the brand is because it's in Japanese. It's not Kuretake. It was from Temu. I really like these. These are great liners. But this is not about those. But originally I was thinking I wouldn't line the piece, but I really felt like it benefited from it. I don't think lineless is something I've quite got down yet, but you know, yeah, needed the black outline, which I actually used the black of the paper on the other pieces to do that. But yeah, this is not black paper, so I couldn't do that. Just going with some finishing touches. So yeah, that is the video. Links below. Thank you for sticking with me, and thank you to Grabby for sending me these markers. They were absolutely amazing. But yeah, check them out. And yeah, thank you. I'm going to stop now because you're probably bored. But I'll see you next week for the other set of markers. Have a great week.